René Descartes is often held in low esteem, occasionally, by modern thinkers because of his idea of substance dualism. That idea that there's a different sort of substance which comprises matter and the body from the substance which comprises the mind, spirit or soul or something like that. That idea is not well supported really by physics, any of the sciences really, nor is it terribly popular as an aspect of philosophy. Nevertheless, there's a good case, I think, to be argued that, however, whatever its sort of ontological status in terms of how true it has been argued pretty successfully, I think, that our experience is dual. There is something natural about it. This is something that Paul Bloom talks about in a lovely little book called Descartes' Baby. He says that we do seem to be natural-born dualists, as he says. And a lot of the evidence, I think, which comes from study of children and infants, seems to support that. It's from a very young age, we do get the sense that we have a body, and that thing we call a self is not quite the same thing. It's something different to the body. It's something of a movable feast, probably residing within the body. Now, there are huge problems with that, of course, and it's used as a sort of support for theology and so on. It's occasionally problematic, and it has severe scientific limitations. But there are, I think, pragmatic applications for that idea, which we make use of all the time, actually, in a disorganized way, perhaps, but could potentially be organized. The idea that we are not our bodies, and that our sense of self and our sense of body can somehow float free of one another, or at least partially detached from one another, is sort of useful. I think we use that all the time, in a sense, when we are, if we get a pain, for example. If we get a pain in our leg, the pain in our leg is not us. We have that pain. It's like a kind of an ownership relationship. But we are not the pain. It's giving us suffering and so on. But the pain and the leg is not us. We can somehow withdraw our sense of self from the suffering organ. And I think there's some good evidence to suggest that when we are under threat of some sort, or when we're either physical threat or other sorts of threat, emotional threat, we again withdraw that sense of self, locating it usually closer to the centre of the body. We protect the centre of the core organs, for example, withdrawing our sense of self from the externals, from the exterior of our body to the interior. And I think there's also some evidence that under extreme stress we disassociate almost completely, sort of leave our body or disappear inside our body. I think there's some very distressing examples of that from cases of abuse, where people withdraw completely from their embodiment. I feel they get a sense that they can withdraw completely from their embodiment as a kind of protection mechanism. So in those sort of senses, in those sort of pragmatic senses, there does seem to be a usefulness for this ability to separate mind and body.